What's up, guys? NepentheZ here, and welcome back to another episode of The Road to Glory. Today, guys, today is a special day. Today we've got our Squad Battles rewards and our pre-order packs, but we managed to hit Gold 1 with 2 games to spare in Foot Champs. I'm so happy with how well I've been playing this weekend. I know it's not like amazing in terms of like we haven't hit Elite yet, but my team is good, I'm feeling good, I'm playing good. And although I'm struggling in Rivals, I've had a really good weekend to the point where even the 8 games that I've lost, I haven't felt like basically I haven't felt like a player has completely outclassed me. I've typically lost games because of bad decision making on my end, bad luck because FIFA's unresponsiveness, or just getting out-teamed, right? I lost to a couple of teams with Ronaldo and Aubameyang and stuff like that in. And that's totally okay. So as the weeks progress on, I'm really hoping that we can start to push on for Elite 2 and Elite 1 this year. I'm really hoping to get to Elite 1. In Squad Battles, I think I scraped into Elite 3 by the skin of my teeth. I did. I didn't really play that much Squad Battles this week either, to be fair. So to get Elite 3 is really nice. We get the 12k coins and two 25k packs and one 35k pack. So we've got 5 packs here to start off the day. We've got 53k coins. I've got 3 upgrades to my team that I want to make in the immediate short term. Number 1 is going to be NepentheZ at left back. Not NepentheZ, sorry. Sandro at left back. Number 2 is going to be Gareth Bale and then Eden Hazard. And so they scale in their value and such. But hopefully we can just pack anything here that will help us work towards those 3 players. I only need about 50k coins for Alexandro, so that's not too bad. So pack number 1 from the pre-order packs gives us nothing. Here's hoping that we can get something. You can go. That's like what, 2k right now. I'll save that until the Thursday rewards, and of course we've got Thursday rewards to come as well, which is going to be nice. 50k more coins and 2 100k packs. We get nothing in our pre-order pack number 2. I half expected it. I half expected myself to get that dead luck. Here you can go, and we'll keep those items as well. And then go into our Squad Battles rewards. So here we go, 2 25k packs. Lots of players as well, which is good. Refreshes our club just a little bit. We have got a board. No, it's just the new flair, isn't it? It's that weird. It's the one to watch pack flair. It always throws me the first time I see it. Mario Götze in there. Chris Smalling from Roma. Not a single duplicate, which is quite nice. Is Götze worth anything? Nope. That's tough. 25k pack number 2. Come on, EA, man. You know you want to give me like an icon or hook me up like massively here. You know you want to. We have got a board or a walkout. It's only a board. Is it going to be a good board? It's German. It's a centre mid. Oh, it's Khedira. God damn it, man. That could have been nice. That could have been nice. That's tough. That's really tough. And then to end off this, guys, before we get into the games for Gold 1, a mega pack. Is it actually going to be a mega pack? It's a good start. It's another board or a walkout. It's only a board. It's Idrissa Gueye. Is he worth anything? I don't think he's worth all that much. 3k? Yeah, that's tough, man. I'll keep him, though. This is a quality card. 3-star, 3-star, medium high, but really nice dribbling. Good short passing. Good pace. Great physicals. And very good defending as well. He might go into a team long term. What don't we need here? We don't want that. Some good consumables and position modifiers. Ooh, there we go. 4k coin unlock, guys. That's what we like to see. That again helps us massively get towards our Alexandro target, who will be able to pick up 100% on Thursday. But I've got 60k coins right now. I should easily be able to turn that into 100,000 coins to buy Alexandro before Thursday. And then Thursday's rewards will allow us to start working towards Gareth Bale and Eden Hazard. But yeah, guys, so there is the team. I've still got 2 more games to play as well. So I am going to go and play those. If I can finish on 22 wins, that'd be amazing. If I finish 20 and 10 or 21 and 9, who cares, whatever. I'm just going to go and experiment and try and keep the run going in champs right now. So yeah, let's get into some gameplay. All right, guys, as we go into the gameplay, the first opponent that we come up against has got a 4-5-1 team. I think there's 12 games here today for you guys to watch. I'm just trying to get the comments here. Yeah, we've basically got a whole bunch of time to talk about a whole bunch of stuff. we're going to end off, if I get through all the comments, we're going to end off with just my just general thoughts and feelings on FIFA. 3 weeks now since the game has been out, or well, it's been out officially 9 days, but you know, 3 weeks since early access pretty much. But the first comment kind of sums up everything with regards to how I personally feel is wrong with this game, and most people as well. So just let me know if you agree with this. This was top comment as well, which is why I've brought it up for the video here today. And it's from Robino. He says, biggest problems for me, the game responds to the buttons you press on the controller with a massive delay a lot of the times. The goalkeeper's doing the weirdest stuff all of the time. It's way too easy to get to the byline and tramp the ball. The defenders never position well. And that does remind me of, I think, FIFA 17. It used to be so easy when the crab walking dribble, I think it was FIFA 17, the L2R2 dribbling, just used to get to the byline, crab walk all the way down the side and cut it across for a tap-in, as I cut it across for a tap-in in this game. And yeah, it does seem to be like the defensive positioning and aggression just seems to have a bit of an issue there. He says, on penalty shootouts, me and my opponents miss 4 out of 5 of our attempts most of the time. Surely you should be scoring the majority of the penalties you take. Then he says, I don't know if you guys have the same problem. So I just miss a lot of penalties because it gets saved. I don't miss penalties because I miss the goal. But I've been watching, obviously, all the content creators throughout the start of the game, and a lot of penalties are missed and just missed. And I think the issue comes down from, number one, EA have changed this new set piece method, and I think you kind of need to time penalties as well as free kicks, because what you have as an issue is you have, like, when you press the power button on a penalty, it starts with just the reticle, and then the kind of like area for error expands greatly to the point where you can aim it middle bottom, like as close to the floor as you want, and the area for error is so big that you could miss anywhere around the entire goal. And I don't think that that's the way it should be. I think that penalties really should have quite simply the lowest skill gap ever. I think you should have just a few, you know, you can shoot top left, middle left, bottom left, middle, like middle top, middle bottom, and then off left in the middle. Almost like, imagine if you had like 15 squares, so 5 along the top, 5 along the middle, 5 along the bottom. I think they should be your areas to be able to score, and then you have to dive into those areas alternatively. And I don't think really power and stuff should play too much influence. I'm not saying it should have no influence, but scoring penalties, like obviously players in real life, typically, I'm sure somebody will grab some anomaly somewhere, but typically players just score 80, 90, 100% of the penalties. Always, you know, the penalty takers that have those high tier penalties, like Pepe, man, he just doesn't miss penalties. I think like Steven Gerrard just never missed penalties for Liverpool, and you sit there and you think like that should be represented in FIFA. Like, of course, if the goalkeeper dives the right way, they should still have a good chance, if not a great chance, of saving the ball. And that's where I feel like power and accuracy should then start to come into play. But with regards to you know, the fact that sometimes you could just aim to the bottom right hand corner, put 2 bars of power on it, and it will shoot off close to the corner flag. I don't think that should be in the game. I don't think that's fair, and I don't think that represents a skill gap. I actually feel like that just is completely RNG at that point. So yeah, I think penalties definitely need a little bit of working on. He says, at kickoff, a player from my team constantly starts at the corner flag, and of course that problem has been brought up many times, and that comes from the left forward from the 4-3-2-1. Always starts in that left corner flag spot. I don't know why. It's pretty stupid. He says player switching just doesn't work properly. There is a massive amount of rebound goals being scored. It's actually crazy, and referees make really bad decisions. So I think it's very fair to say that all of those are exactly what I think is wrong with this game for gameplay. There is lots to talk about what's wrong with menus as well, or content, or whatever we're going to call it. But yeah, I think you've literally hit the nail on the head perfectly there with all of the issues. I think even if people want to play one depth drop back, that's fine, man. If people want to play constant pressure, that's fine. You know, we still have our drawbacks from those specific styles of FIFA. But with regards to just the immediate big issues in the game, you have absolutely rounded them up perfectly well in your comment there. For me, Mr. J says the speed up lag I've been getting has been costing me games against a really bad opposition. So just so you know, and for anyone else that's watching, speed up lag is actually caused by you and your ISP. I used to be on can't remember who it was. It was one internet company that I was with. It might have been Sky, and they just kept throttling my internet between like 5:30 at night and 8:30 at night. And the reason why they do that is because if you think there's like a central server that everybody in your area draws the internet from, when it's peak times, they throttle everybody so that everybody almost gets like a fair connection to the server. And so if you play in peak times, if you play FIFA in peak times, which you probably do, it is very, very likely that you are being throttled and bottlenecked by your ISP. So you got some choices. Number one, you could either change your ISP, or number two, you can upgrade to a business or a dedicated line where you don't experience those issues. Or number three, you can phone your ISP and ask them politely to stop throttling your internet during peak times. I don't know whether they will or not, but those are your options. For me, I went and got a different internet altogether. I went and moved on to BT internet, which stopped giving me the issues. But yeah, that sadly is nothing that EA could ever do to fix that. Also, on the note of something that keeps coming up in my mentions, people keep complaining about getting 0 points for squad battles. If you've already used all of your 10 refreshes, you don't get points anymore after that. I'm pretty sure it tells you as well when you've done your 10th refresh, because you're only allotted 40 games towards getting points, right? And then the two, like the team of the week and then the special team, right? So once you've had your 40 teams show up, even if you didn't play them, like let's say you refresh and you've got 4 teams, and you play the 2 easy teams with a low rating and a low chemistry, and then you refresh because you don't want to play the 2 hard teams, you don't get those extra 2 games later on down the line somewhere. That's 4 games gone for you now. So yeah, I think you should be wary with how many times you refresh and how many times you just play those 2 easy teams to get the easy points and then move on. Because once you've used all 10 refreshes, you just don't get any points from that moment forwards. James says, I'm stuck at level 21 with only the squad battles objective left. I don't know why they don't just add XP for just playing, or even like score 5 goals in a game and get 50 XP. I've been having fun playing for objectives, but it gets boring once they're done. And yeah, I was going to talk about this towards the back end of the video. I guess I put this comment a little bit earlier on than I thought. It's a huge problem for me. I've basically got almost completion on 2 different accounts, and there's still 32 or 33 days left of season objectives. What I really don't like about season objectives, and I know I have talked about this in the videos before, but what I really don't like about the season objectives is the fact that EA are dictating the pace at which we can achieve the rankings. People might tell me I'm wrong here, but I don't think there's another game that does that. I don't think there's another game that's like, hey, here's an end game or an end of season objective, like Fortnite, for example. If you just grind the hell out of Fortnite and go and get that, level 100 season pass skin, they're not like, oh, this is going to take you weeks and weeks and weeks to do it. They definitely give you weekly objectives which give you big boosts of XP, but even if you've completed all the weekly objectives and you just carry on playing, you still get XP for kills and for assists, you get XP for placements, you get XP for wins, you get XP for different game modes. Like you can still gain experience and grow towards those objectives regardless of whether or not you've done the dedicated weekly objectives, right? And I don't understand in FIFA why that's not there, because, and again, this is my opinion, this is one of my biggest problems with the menus. If I want to waste my life and get that Zaha within 9 or 10 days, what difference does it make to EA? Who cares? It's not like it's a game-changing player to the point where it's like, oh my god, you've got that Zaha now, so you're basically a cheat code. You're going to beat everybody that doesn't have that Zaha. No, it's not that deep. Even to the point where, as I'm sure we've already discovered as well, even to the point where by the time the people that can get the XP to get the XP to get Zaha, they're not going to need Zaha. The only thing that would be a benefit is if those storyline players are upgradable or act like a ones to watch or a headliner card or something like that. If they don't act and react like that, then they are going to be some of the most pointless cards, and it's a worse, watered down version of foot swaps, where again EA dictate how quickly you can get players, not the game itself. And that for me will just it will continue compounding the issues within this game this year, and what we can and can't get and why. Like I say, I think Reward the hardcore grinders, man. Like, who cares? Like, at the end of the day, team makes some difference in this game, but it doesn't make enough difference to the point where, you know, if you're a Division 7 player and you just grind and get that Zaha now, and you come up against other Division 7 players, they're not going to be like, oh my god, I can't compete. This how can this be so fair? No, people are just going to look at that and be like, oh damn, he's already got it. I want to go and get it. I don't think it'll have a negative impact. I don't think it'll have a negative bearing. But I'm just generally really disappointed with the lack of content in general. And as I say, I think it comes down to the fact that there has to be an issue somewhere in EA's end as to why they're not releasing content. For example, yesterday, there was a little footnote on FUT about a ones to watch Rajan Angolan SBC. And it came up, it says Rajan Angolan one to watch SBC is available now. Go get it before the time expires, right? However, it wasn't there when you went into the store. And what I think is, I think that they had planned content for us throughout this week and with season objectives, with milestones, with SBCs. But I genuinely believe that there's something wrong their end that's forcing them to not put out this content. And so I think we were supposed to get that Nangolan SBC, and they basically forgot to remove all of the like the promo information from all of the screens, and it got leaked that it was supposed to be there. And so yeah, I'm hoping that this isn't the amount of content that we're going to be getting. I'm hoping this isn't like the norm with regards to the level of content we're going to get throughout the year, because otherwise it is going to be an extremely long, boring year. I'm already at a point where it's like it's Monday afternoon for me, obviously, and I'm sitting here and I'm just thinking, I've got nothing to do on this game. I've done all the objectives already. I'm going to be grind to Elite 1, maybe Elite 2 or 3 on squad battles. I've got to make sure I've got my points for rivals. And other than that, there's no good reason to play this game already, past wanting to get better and improve and enjoy the experience. But because of the first comment that we had, where there's so many gameplay problems, I don't even want to play the game just to play the game at the moment because of the issues within the game. So EA have got a lot of work on. You know, we've talked about it. This game is this close to being just the best they've released ever. But if they don't close that gap, it could potentially go down as one of the worst games ever. Hajir says, Henep, I'm wondering, with icon SBCs being gone now, do you think icons will be more accessible through swaps? Like, do you think you'll be able to get multiple icons to make up for the fact that you can't grind towards them through SBCs? Love the content. Keep up the great work. Well, thank you for the kind words, man. I am both very excited and very anxious for icon swaps, because on the one hand, I love the idea of foot swaps, and in turn, I love the idea of icon swaps. I don't like the execution of how EA do it, but that's their prerogative. I do really, really enjoy the idea of it, right? And so I love the idea that I can grind towards my favorite icons. Okay, EA are choosing what version of which icon you can grind towards. And as you say, we don't know if we'll be able to get just one or multiple. I think based on foot swaps last year, I think we'll be able to get one of the best icons or 2 or 3 of the mid to low tier icons. The fact that it lasts for 3 months makes me actually hope that we'll be able to get 2 or 3 of the best icons, or 5 or 6 of the mid to low tier icons. Otherwise, much like season objectives, what's going to happen is EA are going to release icon swaps. They're going to dictate the pace at which we can complete the objectives to get the tokens towards icon swaps. And it's going to take you like 7 or 8 weeks to get a really low tier, low level, untradeable icon. And I think, again, it's just one of those things where it just won't be worth the time, because for the people that can actually grind to get them, those icons will never, ever be valuable to their team, because they're just irrelevant, right? Because of how much they have to grind to get there. They end up just surpassing what that icon would be worth in their team anyway. And for the people that can't grind to get them, they're never going to have the experience of using the icon. So it's kind of like a negative catch-22, right? So I'm excited for icon swaps, because all I hope for icon swaps is that EA give us the tools to unlock the icons immediately, through objectives if we just grind. I hope it's not like, okay, these are week 1 objectives, this will get you 4 tokens, but hey, by the way, the first icon is 9 tokens, and so you have to wait for the minimum of like the 3rd week or the 4th week before you can even get an icon. The other concern that has popped up, which I hadn't even really considered, that I saw in the comment section from yesterday's video, was the fact that if you already look at how the weekly objectives are for just experience towards seasonal objectives, where you've got to play, score a goal with a player with less than 70 pace from a cross, score from a cross from a player with less than 80 pace, get a through ball assist with a player than less than 70 pace, get some wins with a team full of, with 5 players less than 70 pace. This is just for experience towards that Zaha and that Vasquez and that Tolisso, right? Now, if you think about it for an icon, I hadn't considered it, but it's a true concern that EA could put the most outlandish, boring objectives to make you go and get the icon. Like win 10 games on squad battles, minimum professional or world-class difficulty with a team that has no more than 50 pace. Something like that, and you're just going to be sitting there. You're just going to be thinking, like, this just isn't worth it. This isn't what season objectives and icon swaps and grinding should be. The grind should be it should have obviously some degree of difficulty. I'm not saying that it just needs to hand everyone everything on a plate, but there needs to be more attributed to wins and goals and just games in general. Again, I like NBA 2K, man. Their offline mode, I can't remember what it's called now, where you just play 3-on-3. For 1,000 wins in that 3-on-3 game mode, you get a 99 rated card, right? Why not just have something like that on FIFA? On FIFA, for 300 squad battles wins, you get a ultimate pack, right? I don't want an ultimate. Put 500 squad battles wins, even if you put it a minimum difficulty of professional or something, right? To make it for the true grinders, people that aren't just going to sit there and put it on beginner and then leave the AI to just play after scoring 1 goal and stuff. Put it so that when you get there, you get another storyline player. Like, I don't know, a storyline Marouane Fellaini, and he's 97 rated for 500 squad battles wins on minimum professional difficulty. Why not? Why not? I like that. That's the kind of stuff that would get me excited. And I know that's very specific to me and maybe some of you guys, but that is truly the sort of stuff that would get me quite excited. But yeah, icon swaps, man. I hope they get it right. They kind of failed with season objectives and milestones thus far. But yeah, let's hope that they get that one right. Cian Brennan says, for the objective, score from a cross with a player with less than 70 pace. Does only the scorer have to have less than 70 pace, or does a crosser too? So only the scorer, right? But there is also an objective of score from a cross from a player with less than 80 pace. So if you basically cross from a player that has less than 80 pace to a player that has less than 70 pace and score, that's both of those objectives done straight away. Obviously, in Rivals, and this is, I know there are some objectives that count in Rivals and Champs. I wish all objectives counted in Rivals and Champs, because it would be a lot easier to work towards certain objectives with that. But in Rivals, I think because everyone's is so competitive in Rivals, and if you go into you also need to do get an assist with a through ball from a player with less than 70 pace. So basically what you need to play with your wingers less than 80 pace, your strikers and midfielders with less than 70 pace. If you come up against someone that's not also doing that objective, you might as well just pause it and quit from kickoff, right? Because you're just at such a disadvantage, to the point where what I'm going to do, because I obviously want to complete these objectives, is I'm going to just do them one at a time and influence the team one position at a time. So the objective, score from a cross with a player with less than 70 pace, that means the person that you score with has to have less than 70 pace. So one of my strikers this weekend this week for Rivals is going to have less than 70 pace. And I'm just going to play normally until I score with him. Then I'm going to put my regular striker back in, because the one where it's score from a cross from a player with less than 80 pace, the scorer can have any pace. So as long as you get the cross in from somebody with less than 80 pace and score, you're absolutely golden. And then the through ball one is less than 70 pace. So I'm basically going to put one player in my team at a time and focus on just that one objective at a time. If I manage to get another one by mistake, by accident, happy days. But I'm just going to do it one at a time. But yeah, they're just... I think the idea in EA's mind is that, hey, this will create some level of casual fun in FIFA 20 Rivals, but it doesn't, because there are so many people that will either just go and get it done ASAP in one game, or just grind really hard towards it in one game to get it done and then go back to their normal squads. Or there's just so many people that just won't even bother to care to do it, because again, the end objective, that Zaha, if I wasn't a content creator and if it wasn't important to the series to get that player, I would not care about that Zaha. I would not have cared about that Ones to Watch Ndombele. I would not care about any of the things that they've given so far. And that's most people that play Rivals. Most people that play Rivals aren't looking at Zaha thinking, man, I want him in my team because he takes too long to get to. So most people just play, whatever, man, I just want to play to play. I want to play with the team that I want to play with and have fun with, that I want to have fun with. And that's why, you know, we asked last year that there needs to be a specific area within the game that allows you to complete objectives. They're like a tournament mode or a special mode that's an objectives only mode, so that you can do these sort of things without having to go into the sweat fest that is Rivals. Raf Mag says, BPM doesn't even work. How's it going to work if there's no League SBC, lol? Every bronze is 150, if they even sell. All you do is transfer coins from your main account and say you're just doing BPM. Haha, you're that type of person. So, if you feel that way, that's absolutely fine. Just as a counter argument to that, there is a season objective that gets you experience for buying players off the market, and the maximum tier is 50. I only have like 35 completed on that on my main account because I haven't bought that many players. So if I was buying cards from my Road to Glory account, that would be up at 50. I would have already completed that, right? With that being said, you can watch it on stream, and if you think Bronze Pack doesn't work, I'm happy, because the less people that think it works, the less people that do it, the more profit for the people that actually do it. And I've so far made hundreds of thousands of coins from Bronze Packs already this year, and I'm delighted if you don't like it. So that, guys, is going to be the end of the video. We ended up losing in the final game, sadly. It was a weird loss, but such is life in FIFA. This is going to be the end of the video. Thank you guys very much for watching. If you enjoyed it, be sure to leave a like, rating, comment, and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. But for now, guys, I'm out. Peace.